Okay, I've seen I've seen the so-called digital content creators say that they are calling on the government to use to restore, to allow gambling adverts, the advertisement of gambling products or so, betting to be allowed again. I think we have a very confused generation here, and they probably they don't know what they are doing, and the effect of what they are selling or they are using to earn their keep on the economy or on the lifestyle in the country. It is very unfortunate to see people whom I expected to think even better come and say that without gambling adverts they cannot survive. It is the most unfortunate, and even to use the platform, they call it Gen Z. I think Gen Z is the most abused generation. It is the most abused generation because even the people who are claiming Gen Z don't understand what the Gen Z and the spirit of the Gen Z is supposed to be about. I've been a content creator and now I'm a politician, and I think it's very unfortunate for somebody to say that, oh, Nigeria without gambling adverts, oh, we can't survive, we can't do A, B, C, D. These content creators who cannot survive without gambling adverts are idiots. These people have no creativity within themselves. These people don't know how to monetize their platforms. These people need to organize clinics to understand how the various platforms can be properly monetized and optimized to earn them money. You cannot depend on only gambling adverts. It means that you have reached your creative peak. You are now not, because creativity is not about the content you create only, but also your target market. Who are you targeting? If the target market is not able to pay and you have to depend on the gambling adverts only, gambling is just one sector. There's agriculture, there's finance, there's sports, there's a whole tech economy there, and untapped. In Kenyan media stations, you don't even have a single properly working tech dedicated platform. There's none. Even if you go to some of these people who are are influencing over phones, they don't understand even the phones they're influencing about, even the feature phones, even the smartphones. People can tell you that when we used to do proper tech blogging in this country, we understood the products we are talking about. Now we have very shallow, inexperienced, impatient generation coming out and giving people ultimatums and saying that if you don't bring back gambling, see, we are going to run naked, we are going to the government is going to fall, we are going to mayo. You young people, my brothers and sisters, I would want you to succeed, and I would want to organize a workshop where we interact over these things, because I've been where you are. I've earned good money. The point, I would sit at home, create the good content, optimize them. You see checks of 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 coming to you at home while you're just sitting at home. That's creativity. I understand the issues of taxations and so on, but I also understand that, the creative sector needs to understand that the government has to have a control over some of these things, especially the issue of gambling. Gambling is a vice economy. It's part of the vice economy. Just like alcohol, just like cigarettes, just like prostitution, and so on. Gambling is part of the vice economy. It cannot be allowed to the level where Kenyans are gambling, the level where it's being experienced. You see Kenyans gamble to the level where one leading firm, I have the whole report. I think I have every monthly report for this year. If I share with you the report, you'll see one company, one betting firm, which is earning close to 5 billion shillings every month. How do you get that revenue without selling a service, without selling a product? In gambling, you're sold hopes, and most of it is fake hopes, and that's why you say that the house always wins. You see, so you cannot come and say that unajua sisi boss, gambling does not build any economy. Gambling extracts, and most of these gambling farms, the strength of gambling in this country is on the software, and most of these softwares are owned by foreigners, Eastern Europeans. You see, most of it Russians, the Eastern Europeans are the ones running these platforms. The gambling and also the financial services, these ones offering the micro lenders. You see, they are offering these services, and they have created a cartel-like atmosphere in there that they operate in such a way that it is very opaque, cannot be understood. The government tries to rein in on them. It is not, you cannot rein in on them. The government tries to regulate them. You see, they still bypass. People need to understand, you cannot open up gambling even on mobile phones, because if you have it on mobile phones, even the kids will access them. We have to block that. If people want to gamble, they must be limited to casinos. In some slums, including Kawangware and Madare, and you know, I've experienced this in Embakasi village too, where you have these people who have just opened shops, and you have 20 TVs, and you know, young men going there, sit all day, you know, just bet every amount that they have and lose it all there, and sit and go through the misery, and every time, you know, it becomes a circle, a very vicious circle, where they lose money, and some people consider that as an employment, as engaging the youth. You know, if the gambling firms one company can take, in fact, I'll tabulate the whole amount. If one company is taking close to 5 billion shillings a month, you know, from the economy as its revenue, you see, and it's the company needs to only invest around 20 to 30 million shillings. Then you claim that unajua sasa the gambling firm is building the economy. You guys are fools bana. Wacheni kutupeleka hivi. Wacheni kutuchukua washamba sana. Wacheni kutuchukua washamba. These creative digital creators, can you please at least be honest with yourselves? Can you please review? Don't be arguing like idiots. Don't come out there and claim everything and anything as long as it gets to you. Kesho mtu anasema kwamba unajua niko na chinjanga watu, sasa nataka serikali nisaidie niweze kupata kuchinja watu back because ilikuwa ni 1 million shillings. Boss, the wise economy has to be controlled. You cannot allow gambling unregulated the way it is. It's causing misery in the lives of most of the people who are doing these things every day. The fact that a few of you are gaining while the people who are betting and living in misery are addicted, you know, they are wasting their livelihoods. People are taking their whole salaries. I know, even MCAs, I know like 5 MCAs who are serious addicts. It is not their mistake. They have gotten to a point where they cannot live without gambling. Kila mtu unasikia kila siku, nimeweka kichwa. You think somebody loves football? Kumbe he doesn't even understand the football. The only thing he understands is that anaweka kichwa hapa, anaweka si pesa ngapi hapa. Boss, let us be serious. Gambling is not something you will wake up and tell us today that unajua kwamba msipotukubalia to gamble, hii serikali lazima ianguke. Wacheni ufala bana. Tafadhali wacheni ufala. There are things I would die out there supporting you for. But don't come out with every idiotic idea and think that it is the best thing which is going to happen to this country. Some of us will resist it, whether you're Kithani or you're Ndekani, because we believe that some of these arguments, you have to elevate it and only argue on things which you know that are, you know, worthwhile. Don't just come out and say that, unajua, sasa block gambling. Wait, ongea safari, andika proposal Safaricom, andika liko hapo. You know, there's Equity Bank, there are banks here who are looking for ways of bettering their products or marketing their products, you know. Look out for agriculture. There are people in the agricultural space. Why don't you look out for them? There are people who are doing micro-lending. There are people who are doing e-bikes. Why don't you look out for them? You know, the luxury economy is not well covered. The drones, you see, the drones. Be creative and don't depend on only things which have set up in Kenya. Sometimes, if you earn good money, try to import something. Some of us started bringing iPhones in this country when no single phone store in this country was bringing iPhones. And we sold aspirational products. And we are very, very good that the tech which nobody is selling in this country, we will sell. Sasa wewe nyinyi watu wengine who are so lazy are coming out there. I saw even some guys, I don't want to, anyway, ndawamulika siku ingine, some idiots who, when I had a very unfortunate situation, they were always walking around, and I see the lack of creativity in them. Kuna mshurubu zijana kuanga SPM bars ama nini, jamaa alikuwa anatembea kwa pochi la ringtone. Akasema kwamba ringtone sasa atatoa kwa yeye kwa umaskini, sasa hii kesi ya Alai lazima tengeneze millions. Huyu mbwea. Nimeona leo anapigania digital creators. kuna ng'ombe hii Kenya, lakini sasa tuachie Mungu. Ya kuku ni mayai, ya Mungu ni mengi.